Good morning to all. Today's point of discussion is separation of mixture of amines. Now, how to separate mixture of primary amine, secondary amine, tertiary amine, and if along with these amines quaternary ammonium salt is also present, then how to separate the mixture of these amines from one another is a key point to be discussed. Now, let's see how to do this. So, first of all, we need to distill. I mean, if amines are present in the form of their salts, ammonium salts, then we need to distill first with the strong KOH solution. So remember what we need to do. So if primary amine is present in the form of its ammonium salt, secondary amine is present in the form of its ammonium salt, tertiary amine is present in the form of its ammonium salt. So this mixture along with this quaternary ammonium salt is also there. Then what we need to do, we need to distill this mixture with the strong KOH solution. So what is the advantage of that? By doing this, we can regenerate our amines. Now KOH respond with these salts like this. So salt, alkyl ammonium salt, a primary amine, react with KOH producing primary amine along with these byproducts. Similarly, the dialkyl ammonium halide also react with KOH producing secondary amine along with potassium halide and water. And same happens with the trialkyl ammonium halide. It also react with KOH producing tertiary amine along with KX and water. Remember, quaternary ammonium salts somehow react with KOH producing tetraalkyl ammonium hydroxides, but most of the quaternary ammonium salt remain unreacted. Thus, these amines can be easily separated from quaternary ammonium salt. Now what we are having? We are having mixture of primary amine, secondary amine and tertiary amine. Now we try to separate these amines. So in order to do that, very first method to be employed is a fractional distillation method. Now remember, fractional distillation can be employed only when there is a considerable difference in boiling points of the ingredients. Now same happens with our primary, secondary and tertiary amine. In a mixture, if we subject those for fractional distillation, it works. Why? Because there is a considerable difference in boiling point of these amines. Now let's see. Let us consider ethylamines. So boiling point of ethylamine, which happens to be primary amine, is 17 degrees Celsius. And boiling point of diethylamine, which happens to be secondary amine, is recorded 56 degrees Celsius approximately. And boiling point of tertiary amine, that is triethylamine, is approximately 95 degrees Celsius. Now, there is a considerable difference in between boiling points of these amines. Therefore, one can adopt the fractional distillation to separate this mixture. And remember, industrially, it is the most preferred method to separate amines. Now, second very important method to separate amines is Hofmann's method. Hofmann's method. Now remember, Hofmann's method involves reaction of mixture of amines with dialkyl oxalate. Basically, diethyl oxalate is used. So what we need to do? We need to reaction of mixture of amines with diethyl oxalate. Now, what happens when we do this? Remember, primary and secondary amines respond or react with our diethyl oxalate, but tertiary amines fail to react with diethyl oxalate. Now, what will be the response of primary amine? I mean, what 1 degree amines, that is primary amines, do when we treat them with what? Diethyl oxalate. Remember, we are treating diethyl oxalate with mixture. So this is our diethyl oxalate, and remember, primary amines can be represented as RNH2. This can be given as, so ultimately primary amine react with this diethyl oxalate in this manner, and thereby the formation of this product takes place along with the ethyl alcohol. Remember, this is solid in appearance, so name of this is dialkyl oxamide, and this dialkyl oxamide is solid. Then what will be the response of now secondary amine? So what 2 degree amines do with this? So this is our diethyl oxalate. So when reacted with 2 degree amines, secondary amines, then ultimately a product may creep that can be given in this manner. So this is the product to be obtained along with ethyl alcohol. So the product so obtained while the reaction of diethyl oxalate with 2 degree amine is liquid. I mean, its physical state is liquid, and it is dialkyl oxamic ester. So this is dialkyl oxamic ester, and which happens to be liquid. And remember, tertiary amines fail to react with this. I mean, they do not react. Now what we need to do? Remember, primary amines reacted with diethyl oxalate producing solid dialkyl oxamide, whereas secondary amine give liquid dialkyl oxamic ester. So solid dialkyl oxamide can easily be separated from that mixture. I mean, now we are having 2 ingredients. One is the solid dialkyl oxamide, and other dialkyl oxamic ester, which happens to be liquid, along with tertiary amine. So in order to receive primary amine, I mean to extract 1 degree amine, what we need to do? We need to treat solid dialkyl oxamide with the KOH, potassium hydroxide. So our solid dialkyl oxamide, when treated with KOH, then ultimately primary amine is obtained back along with potassium oxalate. In this way, primary amine can be separated by Hoffman's method. Now secondly, we are having the mixture of what? Dialkyl oxamic ester, that is liquid in nature, liquid in physical state, and tertiary amine. So this is to be, first of all, fractional distilled. I mean, due to fractional distillation, one can separate tertiary amine. So from mixture of dialkyl oxamic ester and tertiary amine, so 3 degree amine is separated by fractional distillation. Now what is remained? We are having now our dialkyl oxamic ester. So from dialkyl oxamic ester, we need to separate our 2 degree amine. So to extract 2 degree amines, what we need to do, our dialkyl oxamic ester that can be given as is to be treated with KOH. So when we treat this with KOH, we ultimately receive secondary amine along with potassium salt of oxalic acid and ethanol. Thus, from the mixture of primary, secondary and tertiary amine, one can isolate 1 degree, 2 degree and 3 degree amines using Hofmann's method. Now, apart from Hofmann's method, another very important method is employed in order to isolate primary, secondary and tertiary amines from the mixture, and that method is Hindsberg's method. So very important, third method to isolate is Hindsberg's method. Now let's see how it works. So that mixture of amines, I mean mixture of primary amine, secondary amine and tertiary amine is to be treated with Hindsberg's reagent. Now Hindsberg's reagent is benzene sulfonyl chloride. So remember what will be the response of amines. So 1 degree amine, when we treat with Hindsberg's reagent, what happens? C6H5SO2Cl is Hindsberg's reagent, that is benzene sulfonyl chloride. When it is treated with our primary amine RNH2, then ultimately what happens? Departure of HCl takes place, leading to the formation of C6H5SO2NHR. This is N-alkyl benzene sulfonamide. This is N-alkyl benzene sulfonamide. And now when after reacting with Hindsberg's reagent, we need to treat the mixture with what? Alkali, like NaOH. So when we do this, then thereby departure of water takes place, this acidic hydrogen get neutralized and leading to the formation of C6H5SO2NNAR. This is the sodium salt. This is sodium salt of alkyl benzene sulfonamide. So this will be the response of primary amine when it comes in contact with Hindsberg's reagent. Now let's see what 2 degree amines do. So secondary amines react with Hindsberg's reagent, that is C6H5SO2Cl, and secondary amine can be given as R2NH. So thereby departure of HCl takes place and leading to the formation of C6H5SO2NR2. This is dialkyl benzene sulfonamide. Now remember, dialkyl benzene sulfonamide do not have acidic hydrogen attached to the nitrogen, so it will not react with NaOH, so no reaction will take place. And 3 degree amines ultimately do not react at all with Hindsberg's reagent, that is C6H5SO2Cl. When comes in contact with tertiary amine, no reaction takes place. Thus, after completion of reaction, what we are having as a mixture? Sodium salt of alkyl benzene sulfonamide from primary amine side and dialkyl benzene sulfonamide from secondary amine side, and tertiary amine remain as it is in a mixture. Now this mixture, I mean mixture of sodium salt, dialkyl benzene sulfonamide and tertiary amine, is to be extracted by means of ether. So we need to add ether to that. So by adding ether to the given solution, what happens? When we add ether, then two distinct layers get separated. So remember, by adding ether, then what? Sodium salt of alkyl benzene sulfonamide, then dialkyl benzene sulfonamide, dialkyl benzene sulfonamide, and tertiary amines can be extracted. Now by adding ether, what happens? Two distinct layers get separated. So two layers get separated. Now upper layer consists of tertiary amine and dialkyl benzene sulfonamide, whereas lower layer consists of sodium salt of alkyl benzene sulfonamide. Now what we need to do? Upper layer, so upper layer which consists of dialkyl benzene sulfonamide and tertiary amine, and lower layer that is sodium salt of alkyl benzene sulfonamide. So these two layers are separated. So by separating, what we need to do further? Upon separation, we need to do the fractional distillation with upper layer. So on fractional distillation of upper layer, tertiary amine is separated. So in this way tertiary amine gets separated. Now what remained? Now we are having sodium salt of alkyl benzene sulfonamide as lower layer and dialkyl benzene sulfonamide due to the reaction of secondary amine with Hinsberg's reagent. Now in order to separate these things, we need to acidify. Next step is to be acidification. I mean acidification of dialkyl benzene sulfonamide. This is the next step to be done. So dialkyl benzene sulfonamide can be given as, it is to be treated with dilute HCl. So dilute HCl do react with this, and that lead to the formation of C6H5SO2OH. This is benzene sulfonic acid along with the alkyl ammonium chloride, that is the ammonium salt of primary amine. Now this alkyl ammonium chloride is to be treated with NaOH. When we do this, we get our dialkyl ammonium chloride. Now we need to treat this dialkyl ammonium chloride with NaOH, and by doing this we may get our 2-degree amine along with NaCl and water. In this way, first of all, upon fractional distillation of upper layer, tertiary amine get separated, and on acidification, dialkyl benzene sulfonamide get converted into dialkyl ammonium salt, which in turn react with NaOH producing 2-degree amine. In this way, upper layer get isolated into 2-degree and 3-degree amines. Now the turn of the lower level, that is lower layer, that is the sodium salt of alkyl benzene sulfonamide. So we need to acidify that also. So acidification of sodium salt of benzene, alkyl alkyl benzene sulfonamide give rise to. So what happens when we acidify this? So lower layer consists of this ingredient, so C6H5SO2 and NaR. So upon acidification, first of all this get converted into an alkyl benzene sulfonamide. So this is now alkyl benzene sulfonamide. Now this alkyl benzene sulfonamide so obtained, which can be given as C6H5SO2 NHR, it further react with aqueous solution of HCl and thereby C6H5SO2H, that is benzene sulfonic acid, is obtained along with alkyl ammonium chloride. Now from this alkyl ammonium chloride we need to treat this with NaOH to get our corresponding primary amine along with NaCl and water. In this way, by using Hinsberg's reagent, one can isolate primary, secondary and tertiary amine from a mixture. So these are the methods to separate amines. Thank you very much.